defender Delaney Kiely isn't necessarily used to scoring goals, but she put the Cowgirls on the board first this past weekend as OSU defeated the Oklahoma Sooners 2-1 in overtime.
Kiely has scored 3 goals during her time at OSU, and 2 of those were against OU. She netted her first career goals against OU her freshman year, and she just received her 3rd this past weekend as she gave OSU an early lead.
Kiely might not be the one to charge for the net, but she said the feeling of scoring for your team is indescribable, especially when it's not something that happens often.
It was a really fun feeling. It's like whenever things like that happen, you realize why you play sports, because it's so fun to have that feeling and like be a part of a team that can overcome stuff like that, especially since we lost them earlier this year and have been struggling so much. It's great that we're now back at the top of the Big 12 and we get to beat our rival.
Kiely is from Liberty, Missouri, where she played prep soccer at Liberty High School and was an All-State first-team defender in 2010 and 2011 and All-State forward in 2012. She was a multi-sport athlete who claimed Defensive and Offensive Player of the Year awards for her conference and region, all while being captain of the basketball team. Kiely was listed as the 69th best recruit in the nation by TopSoccer.com and ranked 85th in ESPN Rise Top 150 Recruits for 2012. Even though Kansas, Memphis, Minnesota, South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, and Miami recruited her, she says playing in the Big 12 was something she had always wanted.
I was visiting a couple schools and I really wanted to go to a Big 12 school so my parents could come watch me play a lot more. At that point, Missouri and Nebraska were also in the Big 12, so that gave them a lot of games to be able to come to. But they get to make it to most of the home games, and they obviously go to Kansas. And now we're really lucky because the Big 12 tournament's in Kansas City. So.
Injuries kept Kiely out of the lineup during the early part of the season her freshman year, but she was able to start all 22 games her sophomore year. She led the Cowgirls in minutes played at 2,077 and was part of a defense that recorded 6 shutouts. Associate head coach Justin Elkington says Kiely has gotten stronger since her first year at OSU.
You know, she was always a good ball winner and used to, defenders have to be notorious for that, but she's gotten better, with her distribution out of the back.
OSU struggled during the early part of the season, but with their most recent victory against OU, which marked their 3rd win in a row, the Cowgirls have moved to the very top in the Big 12 conference standings with an overall record of 9-7 with 1 tie.
The Cowgirls return to action Friday night as they travel to Morgantown to seek revenge against the West Virginia Mountaineers for the first time since their disappointing loss in last year's Big 12 championship final. For the Poke Report, I'm Caitlin Cox.